Hi, this is Shelley. Today I want to talk about how narcissistic abuse causes the victims to lose their identity. Now, when victims of narcissistic abuse finally get out of the relationship, they feel completely lost. They suffer a tremendous amount of self doubt. They have a lot of fear and uncertainty for the future. They can't even imagine how they're going to survive on their own. And they're in such a mental fog that they can't even explain to people what the hell just happened to them. If the victims used to be confident, self assured, now they've become insecure, self doubting, and self blaming. So, how did that happen? What did the narcissist do to cause us to lose the sense of who we are? And I want to first thank my subscriber, Shayla from Chicago, for sending me the question which inspired today's discussion. Shayla wrote to me that she recently came to the realization that her new boss of 5 months is a narcissist. Now, Shayla had just gotten out of a 7-year relationship with a narcissist herself. So, finding this new job, she thought it would be a new chapter in her life. She was really excited about it. Unfortunately, after just 5 months, she realized that she's working with a narcissist. Yeah, they're everywhere. She said this boss is so toxic that 5 other employees had quit in the 5 months that she's worked there. So she's just started on the job, and now she has to choose between giving up a promising career and putting up with a narcissist again. So Shayla came up with a survival list and wanted my thoughts on it. And this is what she plans to do to survive working with a narcissist. She wrote, always leave a paper trail, respond, don't react, never argue, always get clear communication on what's expected so I don't get blamed. Always clarify what needs to get done so there's no misunderstanding. Just get done what needs done so I won't get taken advantage of. Don't complain, don't argue, don't talk about personal information so it won't be used against me. Have an outlet after work like a hobby to decompress. Man, it feels like narcissistic abuse all over again. I feel stressed out. I feel exhausted just thinking about it. Imagine living it. And it begs the question, how much should we change ourselves to accommodate the narcissist? She has a very detailed to-do list, but should she carry out her plan? My answer is no. How much should we change ourselves? Not much, if at all. And this is the answer I learned the hard way. We should not change who we are. We should not modify our behavior or suppress our feelings just to appease and please the narcissist. Because it's not us. It's not you. You're not made that way. To respond but not react, it's hard. It's easier said than done. I've tried it. It sounds good, but it's never worked for me at the most critical moment when I need it to work. It never worked for me because it's against nature. It's like if a cockroach suddenly crawls out from around the corner. Don't tell me to not react and just respond. I'm gonna react. If a snake falls onto your head, don't tell me you're not going to react, but just respond. Oh, there's a snake on my. No, you're going to jump. You're going to freak out. If you touch a hot stove, you have no choice but to react before you even have the time to process it in your head. So, yeah, we can pull that off once in a while, respond, not react. But when you have to live with or work with a narcissist who constantly creates drama, you're going to lose it. You will react because it's not natural not to. And then when you do react, it's going to be a blow up because it's been pent up for so long. And then the narcissist will say, "Oh, you're crazy." So it's not sustainable. Trying to defy nature, it's not sustainable. Sure, we can respond, but sometimes it's absolutely important, necessary to react. And yes, we can learn to become a better communicator, but good communication takes both parties to work. And of course, we don't like arguments. We don't want to argue. But if we see something that's wrong and unjust, we must not be silenced either. And yes, we may not want to share too much personal information at work, but sharing information is important for team building, for trust. But now, in order to avoid conflict with the narcissist, we have to shut ourselves down and act like a robot. It gets to be so stressful that we need an outlet after work just to decompress. I say no. No, no, no. That's not how we are, and that's how we lose ourselves. That's how we lose our identity. Remember how we used to change ourselves? We began to act robotic. We were drained, exhausted, zombie-like. We acted pre-programmed, hypervigilant, anxious, unemotional, numb. Remember how you used to try your best to make that person happy, and it was never enough? So then you try even harder, and it was still not enough. You had never worked that hard on a relationship in your whole life. And for all your efforts, you were given crumbs. The narcissist never acknowledged what you did, no matter how hard you tried to improve yourself, stay out of their way, make them your priority, clean the house, cook their favorite food, take care of the kids, keep the screaming kids out of their face, fake a happy face, fake a happy family to outsiders so the narcissist look good. You stop complaining, you stop arguing, you always give them compliments. You did everything for nothing. It was never enough. You were still criticized, ignored, ghosted. You got projected on, silenced, treated, gaslighted, cheated on, betrayed, lied to, blamed, and discarded. So, as soon as we realize that we're dealing with a narcissist again, we must plan our exit and then cut ties. We must not change ourselves with the hope of sustaining the relationship because it's not sustainable. Otherwise, we will lose our identity and end up in a mental fog again and in a shell of ourselves. You just have to find the first chance you get to leave that person and then go no contact or low contact. Shayla did write to me that she's already planning her exit. That's good. And she hasn't lost anything because, the promise of a bright career was just part of the love bombing anyway from that narcissistic boss. Just an illusion. Now, with the training, experience, and connection, she has a lot of power over the narcissist. From her experience and thinking back on our experience, we know that we must protect ourselves. In the face of a narcissist, we must protect who we are. We must not change how we feel, how we act, how we think. We must trust ourselves that we have what it takes to find a better place somewhere else. It's our gain and the narcissist's loss. I hope you enjoy this information. Subscribe, like. I'll see you next time.